Hello, everybody. It's Lynn, the Go Live Granny, or is it Peppa Pig or Percy Pig? I think it might be Percy Pig, except that if I sit like this, I can't see any of you, and I can't see your comments. So I'd better go up over here like this. So, how is everybody today? Not sure who's coming in on the live. If you're coming in on the live, welcome. If you're coming in on the replay, absolutely welcome too. Hi, Richard. Nice to see you. Obviously, if you're coming in on the replay, you can't interact with the comments, but if you're coming in live, then you can. I'm live streaming here on Monday the 15th. Yes, Monday the 15th of January 2024, and I am sporting one of my Christmas presents. So look, I think I've even still got the label on it. Look, sorry, I must remove the label from my wonderful Percy Pig hoodie. I have this hoodie. I have this hoodie over another hoodie. Excuse me. So I have a hoodie over a hoodie, and I'm nice and warm. It's pretty cold here in the UK. I've got my heating on, and I'm just nice and toasty cozy. And I thought I meant to show you this in this live stream the other day, but I forgot. So I thought I'd put it on today, and keep cozy warm. It is quite cold here. So I'm sorry I was a few minutes late. I am cozy, yes. Sorry I was a few minutes late. I went to get my setup, and some of the things were missing for me to set up. So I have a lovely big box of Crafter's Companion items that came today in the post. I also have a magazine that came today that I'm going to share with you. And I also have another packet from another craft company that came. And if I get fed up with this on my up here, actually, I am a bit warm. Let's take it off. Let's put the Happy New Year boppers on. Okay. Good afternoon from Paynton in Devon. That must be Michelle. Is that Michelle? No, sorry. Is that Rachel coming in from Devon? Or Tina? Tina's in Devon as well. So let me know who you are coming in from Devon. Whoops. Let's cut out the light from there. Oh, look, can you see Trixie? She's up to tricks over here. And she did that on her own. She used to sit on the top. And one day I looked and she'd done that. What happened? I think as I pushed the drawer in, her feet got caught in it. And she's been hanging upside down ever since. So there we go. Anyway, please excuse the mess here on my sofa. I need to do some tidying up. But for now, I hope everybody's having a good time. I am going to share with you my unboxing, but I'm going to share with you the thing I made. Some of you might have known that I did a craft along the other day with Crafter's Companion. Oh, it's Paul. Hello, Paul. Hope you're well. Long time no speak. Happy New Year. So on Thursday night, I got an email saying, would I stand in the Crafters Craft Along on Friday afternoon? Now, any of you who don't know, I am a crafter. I love doing my crafting, and I love being asked to do the craft along. And I enjoyed doing it, and then I get rewarded with £50 to spend in their shop. Hi, Tina. Nice to see you as well. And so on Friday, they asked me if I'd do the craft along on Friday afternoon. I had the things I needed for that particular craft along. Well, I had similar to what they were going to use on the show. So I said, yes, I would do it. But they also had asked Gary, who lives in Newport, if he would do it. So they obviously wanted one of us. Somebody's saying hiya. Somebody's saying afternoon, Lynn. If you're coming in from the Go Live Granny group, please, can you identify yourself? Maybe put your name at the beginning, or go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, and then you will be able to log in and tell us who you are. Because if you're in the group, that's what you have to do before I know who's talking to me. So if you can either log in, or when you make a comment, just put your name at the front, and then I'll know who I'm talking to. Otherwise, with more than one of you coming in from the Go Live Granny community group, it gets a bit confusing. So there we go. And I've now found out how to invite you once I've done the setup to invite you to come to the broadcast. So some of you I sent an invite to. I'm getting there. A bit. It takes a time, but there you go. So this is the item that I did for the craft along. I'll put it down there for a minute and I'll show you. So on Friday, it's Sarah. Hello, Sarah from New York, who I met here in Ryde some years ago. Lovely to have you in. So on Friday, Friday morning, I hadn't had a reply to know whether I was doing the craft along at 3 o'clock. And on a Friday morning, I go and do a craft workshop down at the Newport and Carisbrook Community Hub in Newport. And I don't usually get home till between 1 and 2. So I needed to know whether I was doing the craft along, because if I wanted to know if I was doing it, I also had to get myself a candle. That's a spare one. And so I sent a message while I was at the craft hub saying, am I doing the craft along this afternoon? Got a message back saying, yes, please. So what I then did, hang on, let's just take that out. Whoops, let's tip the angle a bit. Sorry, I've got the camera poking too far forward. Sorry, it's all a bit technical here. Not very technical. I've got my bed table with a box on top of it with a little stand and some things behind the camera to make the camera stand. You don't need to be technical to do these things. Anyway. So they said, yes, please, could you do the craft along on Friday afternoon at 3? Well, as I say, I was doing the craft hub and Jan was going to give me a lift home as she usually does, but her car had an issue and she'd had to take it into the garage in the morning. So she had to ring the garage. Nothing in my life ever is simple. I'm very grateful to everybody who helps me with lifts and everything else. But there's always a complication or a shenanigan, as we used to say. And Jan had something on her car that she wanted checked. So she gave me a lift in the morning. Then she took the car to the garage. And then after the craft along, we had to go and get the car before she could take me home. So when they said I was in the craft along, I needed to get myself a candle because there's a candle in this box that I've decorated. And I didn't have any pillar candles like this at home. So I said to the gang down at the hub, where can I get a candle and where can I go and get it quickly? Hi, Rachel. And they said, oh, B&M. Now, I was in the high street and the hub was here and literally B&M was about 4 or 5 doors along. So I didn't have to go very far, but I only had 10 minutes because Jan had rung for a taxi to take us to the garage to get the car. And the taxi said they would be here in 10 minutes. So I literally had to whiz along the road, whiz into B&M, ask somebody where the candles were. They said, oh, they're upstairs. So I had to go in the lift and get upstairs. Then I had to ask somebody there, where's the candles? And the girl I asked didn't know. She was just a shopper. There was no staff around. So then she shouted after me and said, oh, yes, I remember where they are. They're down there and round the corner. So I whizzed down there. I found a whole pack of 5. I didn't want 5. I really only wanted 1. But then I looked quickly and I found a pack of 2 of these lovely candles. And so I thought, well, I'll have 2. They'll do 1 and then I'll do a spare. So I got those. Then I whizzed down in the lift and I thought, right, I'm going to go to the till at the back of the shop because I reckon it'll be less busy than the till at the front of the shop. But when I looked at the back of the shop, there was a great long queue. So I decided to go to the till at the front of the shop because that's the way I wanted to go out. And fortunately, there was nobody there at the cash desk other than the cashier. So that was brilliant. So I paid for my candle. On the way through too, as I whizzed past the end of one of the counters, there was a set of 3 plastic drawers. I do like plastic drawers to put in a lot of my goodies, and I've been looking for more storage. I literally had about half a minute to decide whether this would do. So, and there was one that had a plastic wrap round it. So I thought that will do. And I grabbed it and held it by the plastic wrap because it was easier to carry. Don't forget, I'm whizzing through the shop and I whiz through and I get back to join Jan just as the taxi's coming down the road. So that was fine. We went off to the place where her car was, and then we had a long wait. So all the rush for the taxi, it was a bit of a shenanigans, and then we had a long wait because they were actually still road testing her car. Never mind. It didn't matter. I'm so grateful to get the lift. But by the time we'd done all this, it was it was getting on for 2 o'clock by the time I got home. Now, in order to do a craft along, I have to find all the bits that are on the list for the craft along, like your guillotine, your scoreboard, your scissors, your this, your that, your glue, your red tape, your paper pads and all that stuff. I had to get all that stuff ready. Well, stroke of luck, as it would have it, of course, I'd been doing the craft workshop in the morning. So I had my craft bags with me, and most of the stuff I needed were in the craft bags, still packed from having gone to the craft workshop. So that was really good. So I rushed around, got myself organized, and then sat here and did a 2-hour craft along. And how that works is Crafter's Companion. And if anybody wants to join Crafter's Companion, I've got my links all up organized. I've got some links to run across the bottom here so that I can share with you. Right. So if you want to join Crafter's Companion, there's a link. And if you join that link, it helps me a little bit. It doesn't cost you anything to do it. But if you do buy anything, it puts a few pennies into the Go Live Granny coffers, which is great, because obviously when I do these live streams, it costs me. StreamYard costs me. I have to pay for hosting, etc. So to offset those costs, if anybody uses my links, then that helps. It's never going to make me a fortune, but it would help. So if you want to join Crafter's Companion, use that link, and then if you do join Crafter's Companion, if you want to become a Crafter's Companion customer like I am, then go into there and join the Club Inspire. But before you do that, you need to join Crafter's Companion. And then what you need to do is hop over to Cashback, because I'm also a member of Cashback, and there's my link for that. And if you go into the Crafter's Companion site through the Cashback site, if you buy anything, you get cash back on it as well. It's just, what can be better than that? So anyway, not only do you get cash back on Crafter's Companion things, you get cash back on loads of things. I bought a vacuum cleaner not long ago from Argos. I got some cash back on that. I bought yesterday I bought a NutriBullet, because I had a disaster. I've had a NutriBullet for years and I absolutely love it. Went to do something with it at the weekend and part of it snapped. It was really rather past its sell-by date. And so over the weekend, I'd been doing my research and deciding what I wanted. And I take a lot of time to decide on the right ones. And I went to the NutriBullet site. Then I found out that oh dear, I've lost my bow off me craft along. Hang on, it's fallen off. And so I went to the NutriBullet site and I found a deal on there, and I found out it took me a long time to work out how I got free postage, because it said if you ordered before 7:30 in the evening, you could get free postage for the next day. Otherwise, it seemed to charge you $3.99. It took me a little while to work it out, but then I found how to do the freebie. So I got free postage. And a few minutes later, I spotted something else on there I wanted. And I literally got less than 6 minutes to get the order in if I wanted the free postage and the next day. And there was a good discount on yesterday. I think the next item was half price. So I do like to buy things when I get a good deal. Makes my money go further. So anyway, so that's all of that. So that's top cashback. So anyway, so back to Crafter's Companion. So how it works is... the craft along the staff, the presenters at Crafter's Companion. Hang on. Whoa, wait a minute. There we go. Let's move that. You've got the window glaring. That's it. Let's take the glare off. You have got, hang on, let's see. I don't know if I've got any comments coming through. Let's see. Right. I've got the initial ones coming in. That's excellent. Don't forget to share the broadcast, folks, if you think other people like to join our community. They might not, who knows. But if you share, then they can. If you don't share, they won't know, will they? So anyway, the Crafters Companion, they have a channel of their own. Crafters Companion is a company that was set up by Sarah Davis from her university bedroom many years ago. She's gone on to grow an international craft business. I mean, people coming in from all across the world to join in. And she's also a dragon on Dragon's Den. She was also on Strictly Come Dancing. She's also got other shows on, and she was presenting on Morning Live the other day. So she's become very, very famous. But in the lockdown that we had, I became very much a fan of Crafters Companion because I was home. I was wanting to find something to entertain me, and I found their craft channel. Well, I think I'd already found it, but I was watching the shows, and they do 3 shows a day. So I've timed this to be between the first show of the day and the second show of the day. The next one will be on at 3 o'clock. So I'm in the middle. So if anybody is a Crafters Companion person and they want to watch that show, either they have 2 screens on, like some of them do sometimes, or they can have me on, and then they can have Crafters Companion on at 3 o'clock. So that's how it works. Anyway, so way back last January, when I was recovering from being seriously ill with pneumonia, I was at home. I was on oxygen machine, couldn't really go terribly far. I was hooked up. I could go all around the flat. I could go down the stairs and out to the garden because the tube that I was hooked up to was long enough. But other than that, couldn't go very far unless I had a portable oxygen tank. So I stayed home getting myself well recovered. And I watched Crafters Companion a lot, and I've become a total fan. And not only is it great for learning new craft things, but it's great for I've made a lot of friends in the Crafters Companion world. And, some of them come and watch my live streams. Some of them chat to me online, privately in Messenger. And so I have grown another branch of my community and got some new friends, which is absolutely lovely. And so back in January last year, there is no way I would have gone on the broadcast and done a craft along. So what happens is the broadcast, the Crafters Companion gang, you have one who presents all the things and tells everybody about what they can buy to make these things, and shows all the goodies that are in the shop. And then you have the one who's crafting and actually making some goodies with the items that they're promoting that day. And even if I don't want to buy, hello, here we are. There's one of my Crafters Companion friends coming in. Heather's coming in from Ohio, -3. I'm not quite sure what it is here. It's not -3, but I've got my lovely Peppa Pig hoodie on top of my grey hoodie, so I'm nice and snug. So Heather, I was just explaining all about Crafters Companion and how I came to do the craft alongs. So last January, I would not have wanted to be on the show. I lacked confidence. I went to make something they were making. I ended up with glue all over my fingers, glue all over the paper. Not a very professional thing at all. And then I watched and watched and watched. And a long time I watched shows, day in, day out, 3 shows a day. And then eventually I started making some of the things. And thank you, Heather, saying I do wonderful craft alongs. I'm so much fun. Well, I'm fun, but I didn't, I've always had a wicked sense of humor. But as I was saying, January last year, when I was recovering from being seriously ill, I was not having fun getting glue all over my fingers and all over my projects. But then I went to glue school. Who knew there was something like glue school? And when I tell anybody, they laugh. But actually, there is such a thing as glue school. And you can improve what you do by going to glue school. For example, you can have a water-based glue. You can have a white glue that's more more alcohol-based. You've got tape runners. You've got tape, red liner tape. You've got collal glue. You've got all the different glues. And I found out how to make projects without getting glue all over my projects and all over me. And that, who knew it was, going to glue school. And then, so having more confidence, when they put out there that you could go on, they were looking for people to go on the craft along. I thought I was in, particularly when I knew that they give you £50 of free goodies if you do a craft along. I mean, I don't mind admitting it. That was a great attraction. Heather's saying she's learnt so much from glue school, and it's true. It's absolutely true. So anyway, so I think on Friday when so they've just recently released, they like to give new people a chance, and so I always put my name down knowing when they release the next list of craft alongs, but knowing that other people need to be given a chance first. So I didn't expect necessarily to be on a craft along anytime soon, although there were some lovely ones, and I put my name down for some of them. You do have to have the goods that they're promoting, but on this weekend I didn't actually have the correct. I had very similar, and I knew that they wanted somebody to do it, so they were promoting the mesmerizing glitter paste. Well, I've got the ordinary glitter paste, and look at these glitter paste. I mean, I must fasten these up. Look at that glitter paste. That's to die for. This and this one, I've got them in lots of colors, and until Saturday, I had never started. Oh, it's stuck. Oh no! Oh, it hasn't. Oh, I thought the lid had stuck on. I'll have to sort that out so it doesn't stick. Whoops, Daisy. Hang on. Look, my favourite colour. So, I must sort these out so the lids don't stick down. I'll do that after the broadcast. And Sarah's saying it's minus 11.7 in New York. Wow, that's cold. That's very cold. It's not that cold here. It's actually quite a sunny day. It's a nice, crisp, sunny day. I'm not going out because I had pneumonia last year. Because I've got a bit of a cough at the moment, there's no way I'm going out in the cold. If I do have to go out, I will get a taxi where I have to go, although that, it's not cheap, but there is a little bit of a fund for my taxis. So, whoa! Sorry, folks, you fell down. Hang on, folks. Are you still there? Sorry, I've got the phone plugged in because the battery was low, and the thing I've got it plugged into fell off the side. Sorry. It is what it is. There'll be people who tell me off and say, "Oh, Lynn, you're so unprofessional." But you know what? Don't care. Makes people laugh, doesn't it? So, so anyway. So as I say, I volunteered to do the craft along. I got in time. I managed to rush around and find things, and then I had my beautiful paper pad, and I used these things here. And this Debbie Robinson was doing the craft along, and what she had done was she glitter pasted a candle, so that's why I needed the candle. I didn't get it perfect, but I've never done glitter paste before, and I was in a rush to get it all ready. So room for improvement, I think it would say on my, if I was somebody was writing a report on me, room for improvement. There is always room. And so then I made this. There's acetate there. Look, acetate, and then beautiful card, and that's just a beautiful box. And apparently, I mean, I don't burn candles. I'm frightened that I would set my house on fire. So I don't ever burn real candles. I might have one that's got a light, a light, a switch on light, but I don't burn candles. But apparently, if you burn that candle, this glitter paste but it's safe to burn. But anyway, I'm not going to burn it anytime soon. I don't wish to have a fire. Thank you very much. And knowing my luck, that's what would happen. Anyway, you're sick too. Is that you, Sarah? Oh, yes. Sick of staring at the four walls. Snow's stopped at least for now. Oh, I'm sorry that you've got to stare at the four walls. But for a minute, you don't have to, stare at the four walls because you can look at us. So that's fine. So, And as I say, let's just put the Crafters Companion banner on if anybody wanted to join Crafters Companion. So if you do join Crafters Companion, anybody wants to join who's not already there, this is the commercial break time. So if you go through that link, it does put a few pennies in the Go Live Granny coffers, as I say, to help keep the broadcasts going, because there are costs to me doing these broadcasts. And then you need to join Club Inspire, which is a free club to join. So if you join Club Inspire, on your first order you get 20% of off your order, which is fantastic. And then then you have to build back up to 20%. So those of us who've been in a long time are mostly platinum members, and we get rewards, and we get lots of goodies and gifts for being platinum members, rewarded for our loyalty. So a company I like a lot. There are people who moan about it. There were people, we got given a free gift for Christmas. It was a wonderful calendar. It's hanging in my craft room. I will bring it and show you one day, but it's a lovely calendar. But people moaned about a free gift. You know, there are some people who will moan about everything. And even though the Crafters Companion group is a moan-free zone, they still moan. And if we tell them off for moaning, they say we are moaning about them moaning. Anyway, let's move off the moaning bit. So that was the craft along that I did on Saturday, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't actually keep up with Debbie. I didn't finish at the same time as she did. I had to wait for the acetate to dry. I didn't want to try and put it together while it was wet, and it was only a 2-hour craft along. And so she said, put it together when you've got time. And I put the rest of it together on Sunday morning and put my pictures up online, sent my pictures into Crafters Companion as well. So I'm just waiting now for the £50, the invoice that says that I've got the £50 £50 voucher that I can spend in the shop. And there's some new launches this week. There's the last part of we have what they call a template library, and it's been building up over a period of time. And there's a whole lot of templates in a library, and they're done on a basis where you draw around them. They're not dies. They've kept the cost down by doing them as stencils where you draw around them and cut them out. And I haven't done a lot with them yet, but the last section of it comes out on Friday. And now we're into the new year. I've got lots of time where I will be able to be making lots and lots of things from a template library. Now, also later today, I'm going to be using, not from Crafters Companion, but Jan from the CEO of Isle Access, who set up the Warm Hub where I do the craft along on Friday. She's given me 3 sets of templates of teapots. So it's a teapot that you build out of craft. You know, you draw around the shapes and you build it up, and they're different sizes of teapots, and that's what we're going to craft on Friday. We're going to do for the craft along, and they're like gift boxes that are teapots. So that's what I will be doing later, because I do my prep on it will be lovely, Heather. Yes, so I do my prep on I try and do my prep on a Monday so that Jan can advertise and show people what's going to happen, so that more people might want to come along to the craft along, because we're still building up. We haven't got terribly many people come, but we have had some people come, and from those people that have come, Jan has got some more volunteers helping her with running the Isle Access charity, which is a charity to do with disability on the Isle of Wight and helping people. It's a fantastic charity, and she set it up because she discovered that the island was losing so much money in tourism because the information for people with disabilities was not readily available. So she's working on trying to make sure that happens and make sure lots more things happen so that people with disabilities will come to the island. One of the things they're doing is she's linked to art with Ryde Town Council, and I know that they're working on a plan for getting people onto the beach. That people who wheelchair users, they're doing some ramps and some runners and things so that people will be able to get onto Ryde Beach even if they're in wheelchairs. And some of these wheelchairs they're going to have with those great big wheels, they're going to put some matting down and that sort of thing. So it's fantastic. I am so pleased, and we'll share that out with everybody as and when I get the information. So anyway, so that is all about the craft along and what I've been doing over the weekend. And actually now you probably want to see into the boxes, don't you? So I have had this morning, I've had a box from Crafter's Companion that I ordered the other day. I've had something from Tonics Studios that I also ordered the other day. And then I've had a magazine. I'm also I'm a member of Craft Stash, which is another crafters group. And if anybody wants a link to join that, let me know. I couldn't find the link quickly to put underneath here, but I will put it on for future reference. So as a member of Craft Stash and Craft World, I am able to choose a magazine each month. And this last month, I chose Creative Stamping issue 128. It's this one. And so it's got lots of ideas. But what I love about these magazines, some people say, oh, these magazines are expensive. Like if this one is $8.99, $9.99 a month. But it comes with a whole load of instructions and a whole load of this one's got stamps. Sometimes they come with stamps. This has got stamps and stencils. Now, these stencils will be fantastic with the glitter pastes. Look, I can glitter paste through that stencil. And then there's lots of snowmen on here. And I think we might be in for some snow soon. So this couldn't have come at a better time, to be honest. So I will look forward to stamping and doing some colouring. I'm not a great colourist, but I'm willing to learn lots more hints and tips is what I was trying to say. So so that arrived this morning, and I will be having a go at that sometime soon. And then also this morning I got this box. This one is from Tonic Studios, and I have to say now if I ordered this, it was on a special offer. Look, Babushka the doll. It's a doll. It's a die-cut gift box. And let's see. Can I open it? Is it open? Oh, it's not open. Hang on. I don't know if I can. Oh, I haven't got. I got my scissors. Yes, I have got my scissors. Fancy that. Fancy having my scissors right in front of me. So let's see. I think if I just, I don't know. I think I just cut the top off. I should be able to get into the packet. I had my eye on this a long time ago, but it was very expensive. And then it popped up the other day on a quick offer. So look, there's the dies for it. Lots and lots of beautiful dies. And it makes babushka. There is another one with different Russian dolls on it. But that was still too expensive. So if that comes on offer, I might get it, but I'm not going to pay the current price. So anyway, that was fine, but I was going to have to pay postage on it because it was just under the postage level. So I popped myself some ribbon in that was on a special offer because then I got free postage, and I don't like paying postage. And the point is that, I would have paid the postage and not had the ribbon. But I had the ribbon and then I got free postage. Heather's saying she's got several Tonic Studio sets. They go so perfectly. They absolutely do. Now, I did the star boxes. I've got a little champagne bottle that I struggled with. I'm going to go back and revisit it because I was trying to do it quickly before Christmas and it didn't work. I've got the wishing well that I did before, which is wonderful. I will get some of these. I can't reach the wishing well. I can see it over there, but I've barricaded myself in, and if I try and get over there, I might knock the camera down. So we'll leave that for now. But yes, Tonics Studios, lovely. I've got the typewriter, which I haven't done yet, and I ordered, but I'm still waiting. There's been a delay on it. The English telephone boxes, so a gift box that's like a British, our old-fashioned red telephone boxes. So that will be exciting when it comes. So I got a few things from them, and I really love them. So that was Tonics. And I've only just recently ordered things from Tonics, but again, wait till the offers come up because I don't like to pay full price for anything. I've got so much fun waiting for me to do. I have, Heather. Absolutely, lots of fun. And the thing is, I'm retired and I've got all this time in the world. What I'm trying to do is get my flat organized, because my flat was, with all this extra craft stuff coming in, it needs somewhere to go, and it wasn't well designed for, craft. My son and his fiance got me organized with all these Kallax units, and you think, well, there's a lot of space there, but there's wool. I was a knitter until last year, mostly a knitter, and now I'm more a paper crafter. So I must do some knitting, because there's wool in all these Kallax boxes behind me. One or two have got a bit of other craft stuff in, but all round here and mostly round there is all wool. So I will have to do some knitting to catch up. But hi, there's a Facebook user coming in. Hello, I don't know who you are. Pop your name in the box and then I'll know who you are. When you comment, put your name in, or go to streamyard.com/Facebook and give it permission for you to put your name in there. Anyway, so one of the things I've been trying to do is really get the best possible storage. Oh, it's Susan. Hello, Susan. When you make a comment, just put Susan in, and then each time, and then I'll know, or give permission to StreamYard. Anyway, so I am trying to make every inch in this flat count. So I've done all sorts of things. I've got a new desk that's made it. I had in my office. I had a wavy navy. I had a table here that's. I actually need to ring up and get a charity shop a charity organization to come and take it. The table I'm actually working on today, that's going out as well. So I need to get on and get these things out. I'm trying to make everything work so it works much neater and much tidier than it ever did before. I've had some new, bit by bit. I can't do it all in one go, but each month I do a little bit more and a little bit more to make the storage and the organization easier. I bought a riser to put my monitor on my desk. So I got my friends helped me get a tabletop from IKEA, and then one of my friends, he came and he put that in for me, and so I got a level top now. I had this table, then it went down, and then it went up again and all that, and I'd done it piecemeal. I'd used shelves from an old bookcase. The bookcase had fallen to bits, but I used the shelves that were sturdy, and I had them stacked up using food cans, because I didn't have a lot of money. I was using tins of food to balance the shelves. But as a few pennies came in, each month I get a few more pennies. I've been able to replace the food cans, put the food back into the kitchen, and replace these things bit by bit. But I spend a lot of time looking and researching to find the best possible things to make the best possible thing. Do it the best possible way. And so I've got a riser now for my monitor in the craft room, which is next door. So I craft all over. I don't usually craft in the bathrooms. I craft in my bedroom, I craft in here, and I craft in my craft room. So I want all these workstations that really work wherever I decide to sit. So sometimes I sit here, sometimes I sit on the other side of this room next to the radiator, sometimes I'm in the craft room, sometimes if I want my feet up, I'll be on the bed. And, so I've got all these different things that I'm working on. You've done the permission before, so we'll look later and see what problem is. Okay, Susan, thank you. So anyway, I really am trying to make every inch count. And so I put the monitor on a riser, which means I can put the keyboard in under the riser, under the monitor, and it's got another shelf, so I can put bits and pieces in there to try and keep the desk's space clear, so I can work on there. So I'm working my way around. I still have a load of stuff to store and to work out. I have a load of stuff to throw away. One of the things I don't throw away is packaging off of my things I buy, because I'm just looking to see this acetate. I mean, that's a piece I have bought, but I don't usually buy acetate because I get it off of all those packages where things come in packaged up, and so I save all the acetate. Then I have to cut it all up and put it away in drawers, and all that sort of thing. So and oh, here's some bits. Here's some bits of look, some of the plastic acetate I've started cutting up so that I can use it on my cards, on the pop-up cards, on all sorts of things. And this actually had acetate on here, but that actually was a piece I'd bought. But I never throw any of that away. I save all the packaging that's got nice bright colours on it. So, you know, I might turn my the outer case of my milk cartons has nice green on it. So I cut leaves out of that and use that on cards and boxes and things. So, you know, it's all about recycle where you can. So that's what I like to do. So I've got a big laundry basket over here that's full of packaging, which I need to go through now and start cutting some shapes out and start using things up, you know, so that there's more room for the next lot to go in. So I'm getting there. It's taking a long time, but I'm enjoying it very much. Some of you will know I got rid of my my clothes area before to make it easier. I've got a clothes area over here. If you want to see what clothes area I've got, look, I've got a link to it because I can put that in. Right, look, there's my new. There's a link to my. Hang on. Oh. It's not, wait a minute. It's not, hang on, scroll across the bottom. There we go. Is that right? Let's see. I don't know if it's giving you the right one. There we go. So if you want to see what clothes there were I bought, that was the one I bought. And it's much easier for me because I don't have to lift it and put it in a cupboard. It's got wheels on it. It folds up. And so far I've not put it away because it hasn't been really in the way, but it's much better for my needs now because I'm more, you know, I have more of a disability now in carrying things and doing things like that. I'm going for the easy options. And today I was looking, I want a table, so I'm getting rid of this. There's a table in front of me. It's actually, it's not it's a coffee table. My mum had it as her TV was on it, and it's got two other shelves. It's got three shelves, which in the grand scheme of things would be good, but it's in the way. So what I've been looking for is a table, of drop leaf table. So I have something that only has a narrow space most of the time, but when I want to craft in the lounge, I want bits to fold up. So I had my eye on one from IKEA. And then when I was at my son's place at Christmas, I said, "Oh, is this the IKEA fold-up table?" They said yes, and actually, it was too heavy. It was great. It was big, but for me to I would have to pull up the leaves and then move it, and it was far too heavy for me to do that. But today I've been researching something, and I found that the Range and one or two other places have got those with wheels on. You can lock the wheels so it doesn't wheel away when you don't want it to, but you can wheel it. You know, so all these things are so important to help. Sorry, let's just you do the same. You have loads of tissue boxes. Yeah, absolutely. Lots of those tissue boxes are lovely, aren't they? With all the pretty patterns on them, some of them. So so you know, as I say, that was that era. And of course, when I'm doing my research, because I'm retired and because I don't have to rush out and do things, I've got lots and lots of time. So I actually trawl and trawl and trawl until I find the best possible option at the best possible price. So, you know, it's so nice having all this time on my hands, which I never had in all my working life. So that was good. So anyway, so I am getting there. And this afternoon, I'm going to do a bit. I don't particularly like tidying. But I'm going to do a bit this afternoon, and then I'm going to at least make one of those teapots that I've out of card that I want to make for the weekend, and that's so that we can take the pictures and get the adverts up, so other people might want to come and join us. So anyway, right. So now I told you it was an unboxing. I've shown you what was in the tonics box. I've shown you my magazine, and now I have a big Crafter's Companion box. Now in here, I don't know which came out of which bit. So there's a January sale on at the moment, and as I told you, I like to buy things when they're in a bargain. Okay, so there was a January sale. There was a Sarah's mystery bag. There was a Ben's mystery bag. I bought both of those because the value of those bags is extraordinary. Now, I do have some of the things that were in the bag. Sometimes you get duplicates of things you've got, but the thing that the value of the bag was so amazing that I bought the bag for the things that I didn't have, and the things that I did have, I'm going to take to my craft workshop, pop them on the table, and see if anybody wants to buy them for a pound or a couple of pounds or something, way below their value, but still a good deal for them, and then it will offset a bit of the costs for me. So I don't know which was in the sale, which was in the goodie bags, but let's go for it. And then some amazing paper pads. Right, so let me show you. This was I think this was in one of the bags. So this is a little die that says happy birthday, and it's always good to have these little dies. And by a metal die, anybody who doesn't know, that's a metal die that you put through a machine with your card and it cuts out. That's the die I used to make that just for you. And the bow's fallen off again. Never mind. So happy birthday is that. And then this is a wonderful woodland scene. And I didn't have anything much like this. And I think there was a set of 3 or 4 of these that were very cheap. So that is... what do they call it? That's the wonderful woodland. So that will make a woodland scene. I don't know how well you can see that. That will make a nice woodland scene sometime. And then I have got this little die, but I'm not going to sell this one on. I'm going to keep this one because sometimes when you're cutting dies out, it speeds things up if you've got more than 1 or 2 of the same dies, and having little hearts, if you put several hearts in your die cutter at the same time, you save time. So that one I will not be passing on. I will be keeping that one. And this is the fairy tale forest. So lots of scenes here. So this can go on a card, it can go on a box. Oh, there's an amazing amount of things. I like to look at a die or a piece of equipment and think, how many different things can I use that for? I don't like to use it just for one purpose. And so it's amazing what you can do. And, there are different elements in here. There's a moon, there's a horse, or is it a unicorn? Might be a unicorn. There's princess and a prince, there's a castle. They can be used not only in a card like this, but they can be used on all sorts of different things. And then there's some lovely ribbon, some seam binding ribbon. So there we go. You double up on some dies purchases too to save time. Absolutely, Heather, because if we... Right, so let me show you, folks. This is my little MIDI machine. And to cut little dies like this, I have a plastic folder and I put them inside the plastic folder and push it through. Now, if I put 1 heart on there, it doesn't take any more effort to put 2 or 3 hearts in there at the same time and wind them through. So it's actually an economy of time. So and Heather is obviously on the same page as me on that one. Now this one I have got before. So this one says friend. It's a lovely huge die, this one. It's a huge die. I've got one that says thanks. There's a lot of these, and I got one that says thanks. And I made a whole set of these. When Hazel, who's one of our community who lives in Australia, she was due to come over to the UK. She was originally from the UK, joined our community internationally online, and then she was due to come to the UK just as the lockdown hit. So obviously she had to postpone her trip, and she came last year instead. So, and she wasn't originally coming to the Isle of Wight, but because she was part of our community, she made a 2-day trip to the Isle of Wight with her daughter. So we made sure that we had a meet up with her, and we met over at the Better Days Cafe in Ventnor, and several of the Go Live community from the island were there, and I made them all a lovely card that said thanks for being part of my community. And I really enjoyed making that, and they enjoyed getting them, so that was good. Happiness all around. This one says, this is from part of the Colour Your World. This is Pretty Kaleidoscope, and it's a metal die with lots of butterflies on it. Can you see there? So that's nice. It cuts in and cuts a strip of butterflies. And this one says Nuts About You. And this is a stamp and metal dice cutting set. So it's stamps and dies. And this is a set of, there's some little animals. There's a squirrel and a deer, I think it is. So can you see? So they're cute. I've got so many choices. I mean, I will never be bored for anything to make in the coming year. Definitely not. And then there's a little bird here, a little birdie. Have a great day. Now, I'm about to knit some British birds, and I think when I send them to my youngest grandchildren, I think I'm going to need to make a card like this to go with it, because their bedroom has been converted. It's like you're in a park. So my son and his partner, they have decorated the wall with a mural that makes it look like you're in the park. So it's lovely green space, and then they've made lovely. They've made a hidey hole bit. They've made wardrobes, and then at the end of the bed, between the wardrobe, they've made a hidey hole bit that's a bit like being inside a tree trunk. And then they've put a real branch across the room. And so I said, right, I need to knit some birds to hang on the branch. And I love knitting birds. I did a whole pile of British birds 2 or 3 years ago, this time of year, because I'd acquired a couple of lovely knitting books. So I will be soon knitting some birds to hang in their tree. And when I do, I think that will be a nice card to go with it. Don't you? So that's good. And then this one is a good luck card. That one's got good luck that goes across the middle of a card. And then one of these fun ones, it's a tag. So we can make tags. I've got a gadget that you can punch the pieces of card to make the tag shapes. And it says, this is for you, but I wish it was mine. Excuse me, folks, with my cough. I'm monitoring it, and if it gets any worse, I will be at the doctor's, because that's how my pneumonia started. So I'm being very. I did go to the doctor's the other day, and she double checked, and things were okay. But if it gets worse, I will go back. This one I absolutely love. This is an African savannah scene. So that'll make a great card. And again, you don't have to just make the card like that. It's got animal shapes on here. And I'm an ex-teacher, and I used to make children when I was teaching. Hello, Carol. Nice to see you. Carol from the Isle of Wight. Look, let's just put her up. So there we are. Nice to see you, Carol. And then Lynn is another of the Crafters Companion community that has joined the Go Live Granny community as well. So another Lynn there. Nice to see you. I'm just going through my goodies that I got. So I only ordered these the other day, about 4 days ago. And so Crafters Companion have got a new website, and they've sorted out the deliveries, and they're really coming. Well, they are for me. I don't know if everybody else gets them quickly. Those of you not in the UK, I don't know how quickly you're getting your orders. But anyway, so this is the savannah, and I love the fact that I could use these animals. I could make some children's games and things with them and all that sort of thing, because I do like to make games for my children. I used to do that when I was a primary school teacher. Initially, when I first was in teaching, there were no funds for anything. And so I used to make my own equipment. I mean, I don't know how much better it's got over the years, but I used to love making my own equipment. I used to make my own equipment as part of my assignments when I was learning how to be a teacher, and I love it. Lynn's got the Savannah one, but haven't used it yet. No, this has literally just come in my box this morning, Lynn, so I don't know. Now, this is low-tack tape. And so low-tack tape, we tend to use low-tack tape if we're putting our dies through the die machine. The little ones don't often need the low tack tape, but if you're putting a bigger die through the folder and through machine, it's a good idea to tape it down so it doesn't slip. And so that's why we have low tack tape. So that's that. And then, and as I say, I can't remember which came in the goodie bags and which were on this in the sale. I think these ones were in goodie bags. As I say, I got Ben's goodie bag, I got Sarah's goodie bag, and these things will be something like maybe £30, and you get about 100 and something pounds worth of goodies in them. They put when stock is running out and they've got a short, they're running down on the stock, they put things into goodie bags, and we get real bargains. Lynn's saying it usually takes 3 to 5 days to get an order to Indiana. Okay. And Carol says, do still shop in craft shop on the high street. Yes. The Isle of Wool is the shop that I think that Carol Ann's talking about, either Isle of Wool or Stitching Elmer's. And Isle of Wool, she used to do a load of craft stuff in there, but she's basically a wool shop, and she's got rid of most of her paper craft stuff in order to put her wool and all things related to her wool crafts in there. I don't need any more wool at the moment because, as I say, I've got wool all the way around here. All right. And so, this is beautiful. I haven't got this set. This is the Spectrum Raw Metallic set, and it's got twin tip metallic markers, and the colours in here are beautiful. It's got pink quartz, red garnet, green citrine, jade green, blue topaz, and amethyst. Oh, all my lovely, look at those lovely colours there. And these are metallic. Can never have too much shine and too much sparkle in my world. And this is a set of glitter markers. Look at all these lovely glitter markers. Now, I do have this set already. Sometimes I save the duplicates for my grandchildren, but they've had a lot of the duplicates as well. Heather saying I will absolutely love those markers. I know I will, because I love anything shiny, and you can never have too much sparkle and shine in my world. And now there's a little girl here moon gazing. She's on a swing. Look, she's on a swing. So that could be put on a card, on a box, on a gift tag, on a bookmark. You name it, you could do it. And I love this. Look at this one. This one is a country cottage. Now, some of you will have seen that before Christmas, I made a couple of I used the bigger country cottage card. I was asked to make a new home card for somebody, and then that went down well, and then I was asked again by the same person to make another new home card. So I did that. But this would make a slightly smaller. I mean, that was quite big, the other one, but this would make a slightly smaller new home card, or just a nice greetings card for somebody. Nice picture to go on the wall. There's home decor that we can do. It's not, papercraft is not just about making greetings cards. There's so many other things. Now it's fairy glades. Oh, so these were all one set. The Savannah, the ones that have got these sort of scenes were all one set. And I think I got the whole set for around £20 less discount, I think. Something like that. I know it's very cheap. And this one, I love this one. I've made this one before. This is an atomizer, a card that's like a perfume atomizer, and then it's got sprinkly bits inside. It's a shaker card, so when you shake it, the bits inside bob about, and I love it. I love that card. And then we've got this is it is a die. This is a die. It is a frame for putting all sorts of. You can put pictures in. Heather's saying those dies make wonderful shadow boxes. Do you mean these dies? Those ones? I think they would make really lovely shadow boxes. And then this is beautiful. As a, that again could go on a box. It could go on a card. It could go all sorts of things. So that's lovely. Now this is a grand frame, another grand frame, and it says in the middle, "You make me smile." Enjoy every moment. Forever and always, or for a special friend. So that's a frame that, again, you can put on a card, on a box, you name it, you can do. Yes, the scene ones. Excellent. Thank you. And this one, I don't think you can ever have too many floral dies. And this one is a beautiful daisy. Look, a lovely big daisy. I might have this one already, but I would certainly keep this one because when I'm cutting out flowers, I'm usually cutting a lot of flowers. So even if I've got duplicates, I will keep them. Oh, and look, I've got a duplicate of that little, that's the second one in the bag because I think one was in Sarah's bag and one was in Ben's bag. So there we go. That might go in my grandchildren's goodie bag. So they love crafting, so I'm never short of things to give them. And then this one is from the Farm Nature's Garden collection. And this one says, "Love makes a house a home." And actually, there's a little stamp of a house there, which again could be on a new home card or a tag to go on a present for a new home, all that sort of thing. Just so many things. And this, I've already got this, but again, a really useful one to have. This is Shining Star, and this is to make your own sequins. So you can punch that out, and all that whole card makes loads and loads and loads and loads of star sequins. And I have a project. I'm going to be making some things which I can't reveal to you until later in the year because I've been asked to do something for an event, but I'm going to keep it secret. I just allude to it a little bit. I will show you after the event, but I don't want to spoil the event for the people who've asked me to do the work. But there is a bit of a star theme to it. So that's, you can never have too many shiny stars. And this one, look, that's a heart. And this is a heart that spins in the middle of the card. Now, I did have a refund of £2 something on this, and they didn't say what they were refunding me for, but I think there was one like this that was a hexagon, and I don't think the hexagon's in the box, so I think that's what they've refunded me. It must have sold out. And there's still lots more in the box. Can you believe it? Yeah, absolutely, Heather. You have to keep watching. I might allude to little bits and pieces, but as I say, I would hate to spoil the surprise of the event. And so, but it's something I have been asked to do. It's something I'm absolutely thrilled to be doing. And the event is happening in the first part of sometime in April. I might let you see what I made. So this is a topper pad, and it's everyday celebrations. Whoops, hang on. I can't open it. I can't really open it, but inside it's got things that you can push out. These press. Do they press out? Yes, they press out, and you can put them on cards. And there's teapots. There's hot air balloons, there's gnomes, there's teddy bears, all sorts of things. And then this one, I didn't have anything like this, but these were quite expensive initially, but I decided that I would buy one. I didn't buy lots of them. There were more than one, but they were so similar that I really only need one that's like this. So this is a background. This is a die to make a wonderful background. And I think this is the broderie angle. No, it's the Calais one. Calais. And that's a beautiful background. You don't get the flowers, you get the background there. Let's show you. Look like that. There we go. What a lot of things I've got. Hello, Karen Wells Sorrell from Kentucky. You sure do have a lot of goodies there. I do. And Karen, I think you're part of the Crafters Companion community, aren't you, as well? I'm showing off. I'm showing off the box that came today. I had Ben's bag, Sarah's goodie bag, some items from the sale, and I think there was a showstopper, wasn't there? I think. I can't remember. I got confused, but don't worry about it. And it was a very good deal, really good deal. So I was very pleased. And then artist watercolor pencils. These normally retail at quite a lot of money, but these make excellent presents for people. I have got quite a few of these because I've been lucky enough to have them in goodie bags. Carol loves the ones you can picture. You can push out when they were out. Well, no, they weren't. They weren't expensive. They were in the goodie bag. So the goodie bags. Now I can't remember what was in each goodie bag because they don't put them in goodie bags. They put them all in a box. but they show you on the programs. And I'm pretty sure that the topper pads were in one of the goodie bags. Now, one of the goodie bags was £30 with my discount taken off. And also, I had last week, I used a £25 voucher. So not only did Crafters Companion give us loyalty points until they give us loyalty points as we build up to the top level of platinum, which I am. And then they give us options. Sometimes they give us extra vouchers and things for our loyalty. And at Christmas, they gave us a wonderful calendar, which some people moaned about. I can't believe they moaned that they were given a present that they didn't have to be given. And then on top of all that, they gave us a voucher in with our presents that took 23% off any orders you placed in December. Well, I didn't want anything at the end of December, so I didn't use that one. But then there was a voucher for putting a 24% discount on top of my 20% discount. That's my platinum discount. So I did that, and they gave us £25 voucher to spend as well. So £25 voucher to come off this. And don't forget, because I did the craft along on last Friday, I will have £50 put in the shop for me to spend. Hopefully this week I'll be able to spend that, because I've got my eye on the template library that's coming out later in the week. So anyway, so that was the Essential Collection, the Aqua Blends. So these are artist watercolour pencils. Heather's saying she doesn't like all the childish complaining that goes on. No, it really is pathetic. It's like people in the school playground. And I will go in the Crafters Companion group, which is a group for all of us. The rules quite clearly say don't moan and groan here. If you've got an issue, take it to the customer services. And I always say it's the customer services who can solve a problem. So don't go moaning over here when the answer's over here. Anyway, I will say... I will go in the group and say, please keep this a moan-free zone. And then somebody will say, but you're moaning about us moaning. Anyway, sometimes Crafters Companion just switch the comments off, which is good. Do you still have Pixie? I have Trixie. And look, she's hanging upside down over here. She got caught. She was sitting on the top. And one day I pushed a box in and I didn't notice until I was over the other side of the room. And her feet got stuck in the top. And she's hanging upside down. So for those of you who don't know, Trixie is a puppet. It's a puppet that Corrie from Northern Ireland sent me one time. And Heather's saying we can't possibly solve the issues. No. Lynn's saying that the red is coming. You'll be getting mine from HSN soon. It is in packaging. I don't like buying from I like buying from Crafters Companion. So that's where I get most of my stuff. I have to buy the Craft Club stuff from QVC because that's where that came from. But most of my stuff I buy from Crafters Companion. This is a board, a scoring board where you can score around all these shapes. This is an item that goes in the Ultimate Pro, which is the first ever product that Sarah released for Crafters Companion. And I must use my Ultimate Pro lots more because it's a thing that's designed to help you make cards, boxes, all sorts of things. And one day I'll get it out. I'll show you all about it. These toppers are the Halloween toppers, trick or treat. But again, they were in the goodie bags. So they came out quite cheaply in the goodie bags. They'll come in later in the year, obviously, for Halloween. They're the ones you push out. You don't have to cut, which is good for some people. Obviously, if you have dexterity issues and you don't like cutting round shapes, that sort of thing is good. And then look, a beautiful pad of 12 by 12. And this is Pearl Paper Pad, a rainbow set of Pearl Paper Pad. Let's put that over there. Carol's saying, Trixie's doing her tricks again. Do you still get to see your bestie? Not a lot, Carol, but my bestie lives in Ventnor, and my bestie isn't particularly well at the moment. That's our lovely Yvonne. And because Bill doesn't drive anymore, she doesn't get to come and see me here. Because I'd been poorly, I haven't got to see her. But we do get on the phone and we do FaceTime calls a lot, Carol. So we are due another FaceTime call. There's still more in my box. Can you believe it? Whoops. So also in the box, some more lovely ribbon. Whoops. And then a crimper, an edge crimper, and this has got little dips in the edge, and it's got sharp bits inside, and you can crimp the edge to give it a distressed and vintage sort of look. Karen's saying she buys most of her stuff from CTV, but I do order some from HSN because they use flex payment and auto ship. Excellent. Well, here in the UK, I can use ClearPay. It's the same sort of thing. Oh, I didn't realise that you couldn't do it on. So for CTV, for me, I use ClearPay, and it splits the payments over every fortnight for 4 weeks. Crumpler yes, a crumpler. Craig, one of the presenters, calls it a crumpler. He does indeed. And I'm just watching because it's 20 to 3, and I know that some of my crafty people here will want to be watching the next broadcast at 3 o'clock. How many of you Crafters Companion people here? How many have you ordered the new set that's launched today, the layout set? My jury's out on that one because I've got so many nesting dies, and I've got so many of the things that are similar to what's in that kit that I don't think I'm going to buy it. I think I'm going to save my money for something else. I'm also waiting for confirmation of my £50 that will go into my account because I did the craft along on Friday, and that's going to go towards the template. Well, that will buy the template library, and I will have some left over. I have a glue pen, one of those things that we learnt about in glue school. and then I have garden gnomes. So another swing. We had a little girl on a swing, and now we have a swing as part of the garden gnomes collection. I haven't used much of my garden gnomes collection. I really must do it. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paper pads, and if I can find my scissors, which I've buried under here, I'm going to open this because you need to see this. You have one from HSN, you really like it. What the do you mean the right, okay. Susan, you saying how much is that kit, please, Lynn, and what is it exactly? Haven't seen it. What was your crafting on Friday? Was it anything good? Is it on? Yes, it's on Facebook. Actually, hang on a minute. Sorry, Susan. This is what I made, and I've buried the bow. Oh, hang on. Let me get the bow. You have to watch the broadcast back. Oh, the layout collection. Right. Okay. That's what you're talking about. Whoops. Hang on. So this is what I made on Friday. So it's a candle with glitter paste on it and a bow on there, which I loved doing. So that was great. So let's see. Hang on. You missed. It doesn't matter, Caroline. You can go back and watch it. I started it at 1:30 because I wanted to be clear for 3 o'clock when Crafters Companion comes on, and lots of you will want to go and watch Crafters Companion. Oh, so Lynn has got the layout collection already. I might buy it, but I'm not sure. Heather's a paper collector. Well, this is the last thing in the box, and I've got 5 of them. One came in the kit. So Susan, this kit I'm opening is more than one kit. It was a goodie bag. It was Sarah's goodie bag. It was Ben's goodie bag, and it was some items from the sale as well, from the January sale. Okay. So if you hang on, and if any of you are not Crafters Companion folk and are here in the UK, let me just put up the links. Sorry, I've got the phone the wrong way around, so you see my hand as I'm going on here. But if you want to join, if you're not a member of Crafters Companion already, there's a little link, and if you join under my link, it does help to put a few pennies in the Go Live Granny coffers, which helps me keep the broadcasts going, because it does cost me to do these broadcasts, because I have to pay StreamYard, and then I have to pay hosting, etc., all those sort of things. So look what is not to love with this. Look at this holographic paper. Now, because I've been asked to do this this event that I can't tell you about, and stars is the theme. I did think that holographic paper might be an option for it. So I've bought all these pads of paper. If it's not, I'm not making the decision. The person who's asked me to do what I'm doing in April, I will offer it as an option. If they like it as an option, I will use this paper. If they don't like it as an option, I will use this for something else. So who's that saying that they're like me? Oh, Karen's saying she's like me on the layout set. I do have so many kits that I may pass on the layout set. That craft along project you made is beautiful. Thank you. Yes, I really enjoyed that craft along thing. And funnily enough, when I did Debbie Robinson's one of her things before, I made the same sort of box some months ago, and I was supposed to use the threading die, but it didn't come in time. I'd ordered it when I said I'd do the craft along, but it hadn't come in time. So I had to think out of the box. And I tried to cut one of the big threading dies down and slice it. Didn't work very well. So what I did, I got some ribbon that you could thread, and I used that. And Debbie Robinson liked the idea that I had made threading ribbon instead of a threading die. So it was fine. So this holographic paper is absolutely divine. I think it's probably going to sell out. I mean, it's just marvelous, absolutely marvelous. And I think it might well do for the project that I've been asked to do. It may or it may not. But if it's not for that, it will be used for something else. I will be having a play with it sometime very soon. So, folks, I have got to the end of the box. So there were 5 of these. One of them came in the goodie bag, and then 4 extras I ordered because they were on a good deal. And don't forget, I had £25 as a platinum member to use as well. So pretty. It is so pretty, isn't it? So those of you who missed it earlier, I'm going to take off my boppers and put on my... I am Peppa Pig, in case you didn't know. But if I do that, you can't see me. So this is one of the lovely... I meant to show you this the other day on the broadcast, and I started to talk about it, and then I forgot. So I bought myself the original grey one that's underneath. I had this one from family, and then I had a purple one from family as well. So there's no way I'm going to get cold anytime soon. Karen, thank you so much. She's saying that she thinks all the craft along projects I have made have been fantastic. But don't forget, I've been guided by the experts, and it's just so lovely to be able. But as I was saying earlier in the broadcast before you came in, Karen, in January of last year, I sat like a nervous wreck thinking I will never be able to do a craft along. I was getting glue all over my fingers, glue all over my projects, and then I went to glue school. Then I studied all the broadcasts, and now, of course, I have been on about 5 craft alongs so far. I think there are additional sets coming for the layout collection. You think there are 6 auto ships coming? Oh, I don't know. I didn't know that, Lynn. So I will look out. But as I say, I would rather buy something different. Craig was saying, and I get it. I mean, I'm tempted because I could have it all in one box, all in one kit. But I could get organised, and I could go and get all my nesting dies and put them together and be more organised. I don't think I ever will. And even if I get the layout collection, I am sure I will end up with parts of it here and parts of it there, because I craft in here. I craft in my craft. So this is my lounge come kitchen diner. So I craft over here on my sofa. I craft over in the chair next to the radiator if I'm chilly. I craft in my craft room, and I craft on my bed if I need to put my legs up. I've made a lovely craft workstation on my bed and next to my bed. So I am getting organised. It's still a work in progress. It always will be, because I'm a messy crafter. I don't know anybody much who's not a messy crafter. But anyway, So anyway, I'm watching the time, folks, because it's coming up for 3 o'clock. And I know that some of you would want to go, and you'll either have 2 gadgets on, me on one and then Craig on the other. But actually, I think, you might want to concentrate on what Craig's making with that lovely new collection. And there are about 2 or 3 releases this week on the collection. I did buy the other day, I bought the new they're over there, so I can't show you. I bought the lovely new alphabet dies. So you might get to see those, because I want to label all these boxes so I know what's in them, and I'm going to use the lovely alphabet. I know it's wool in most of them, but it might want to know which colour wool or what sort of wool it is, and so you might see that in another broadcast sometime soon. So I'm going to say thank you. Oh, I love it. Look what Heather's put. It's a creative clutter. It most certainly is. And, you know, I chuckle at that. I think I need to put something up like "Bless my creative clutter." I think I need to make a wall hanging with that on, Heather. You've made me chuckle very much. So I think I'll do. I want to make more home decor things, you know, pictures to go on the wall and that sort of thing. One of the things I am doing as well is I'm going to be, because I'm working, I'm helping Jan in the Warm Hub on a Friday. She runs the Isle Access charity here on the island. We are going to do some things to make some things to raise money for charity. So actually in the hub on Friday, we're going to be making some things. So these teapots that I'm going to make this afternoon, teapot gift bag boxes, they will be part of what we're going to do. They may set up an Etsy shop or something like that. I'm not interested in running the shop. I mean, I'll make the things and they can do the other nitty gritty bit. Heather's got a sign that says it's better to have creative clutter than idle neatness. I love it. I love it, Heather. I am going to make that as a wall hanging. And I'm going to hang it up so it's in my broadcast and it reminds me. It will remind me of you, Heather, and it will make me smile lots. It will make other people smile too. Anyway, you can hear now. I probably need to go and get myself a drink now. I've been chatting for far too long. Caroline's saying that creative clutter is the best comment all day. Excellent, it is. So sorry folks, next time I'll put my phone the other way round. I should have done that, but I've got it plugged in that end, and the camera's this end, and of course I should have done it with not putting my hand across the camera. You think I'd know by now since I've been live streaming since 2016, but you know what? It is what it is. So anyway, thank you all for joining me this Monday afternoon, bright Monday afternoon here on the Isle of Wight. Bright but chilly, crisp. I'm not going out because it's too cold. I open the door to the Yodel man to bring my crafter's companion in, and to the Royal Mailman to bring the other parcel in, but I'm not going out because it's cold and I don't want that pneumonia to catch me again. It got me last year, but it didn't wipe me out. And it didn't wipe me out because wonderful NHS people on the Isle of Wight saved my life. That's why I'm here chatting to you today. Happy crafting, everybody. Lynn's saying happy crafting, happy chatting. If you're not a crafter but you've enjoyed watching this, you could consider becoming a crafter. Look, there's the link to Crafter's Companion down the bottom there. Or you can just enjoy what we're doing. And maybe in future broadcasts, I can bring some of you in as guests, because I've got an option here to bring you in as guests. So some of you might like to come and join me in the broadcast and show me what you've been making as some of your crafts. So let me know if you'd like to do that, or let me know if you'd like to come in and chat about anything else. I know that there's something coming up, and there is an organisation on the Isle of Wight, a charity organisation, and they want votes. They want votes to bid for funding. And in the past, I have used my live streams to help people get votes in for all sorts of things. The biggest one was £50,000 for a small charity on the island who needed to get votes in. And I knew the power of live stream. I couldn't provide the £50,000, but I could provide my skills and share my skills with other people. And wow, we went for it and we got the 50,000 funding. But again, it was teamwork. I knew the principles, but without a team, it didn't work. So I'm going to ask you, as part of the Go Live Granny team, to support me. I've got to get the details for this charity. It's a charity. A little girl sadly passed away from cancer, but while she was in hospital, she noticed that on a Saturday night there was no staff that providing, there was nobody providing food in the hospital for the parents that were there supporting their children. And it's called Sophie's Legacy, this charity, one of our many island charities. And every Saturday night now, they are providing food in hospitals here on the island and in Hampshire, which is just obviously just across the water from here. And it's been amazing. And it's obviously something her family have put their heart and soul into. And I would like to help them win the votes so that they are in the top 10 of people applying for the grants. And this is for charities all over the country. So I'm going to ask for anybody's help. I don't know if it's only the UK who can vote. Some of these things are only UK. Sometimes it's wider than that. And the way to win is to drop the pebble in the pool and watch the ripples and encourage everybody to spread the word. And that's how we won umpteen different things. We've won funding for lots of things. We've won votes to be the Ventnor was one of the best parks. We've got votes in that Ryde became the most, what did they call it? The most popular carnival in the country. And it was all down to people working with other people, not just the Go Live Granny community, but we were a major part of that. So I'm going to ask you to be a major part of getting Sophie's Legacy the funding, but we won't have long. I think it's till the end of January, but I only saw it this morning. So I've dropped a message to the people running the charity and asked them to get back to me. So I might bring them into a broadcast if I can, whatever. Keep watching, folks. I love you lots. It's time to go and watch Crafter's Companion. Bye. See you all again soon.